Okay. Imagine yourself locked in a cage against someone that's almost equivalent in height and weight as you, with only your hard training and knowledge of mixed martial arts to defeat your opponent. The UFC shows that working hard through adversity and working hard in general can make and will make you achieve your dreams. I personally believe this is a valuable lesson in life that everyone should learn. I've been watching the UFC for about 3 years now, and I've put more than 100 hours on UFC 2, the video game on Xbox One. Throughout this presentation, I will discuss the history of the UFC, a few of the fan favorites on the UFC roster, and some legendary fights throughout the years. Now that we have discussed all that's going to be going on throughout the presentation, let's first ask, what is the UFC? According to UFC.com, the UFC we know today originated in Brazil. It was brought over and established in the United States in 1993. The UFC is the premier organization in mixed martial arts and hosts about 40 fights a year. Now, this isn't just your random Joe Schmoes in a back alley fighting. These are the greatest fighters on our planet going against each other. There are currently 3 ways to win a UFC fight. You can win it by knockout, by submission, or by decision. By knockout means if me and you are fighting and I hit you with a strong left to the jaw and you fall down, and you either are unintelligently defending yourself, meaning I'm on top of you and I'm hitting you, and you're no longer defending yourself intelligently, the ref is going to step into the fight and stop it. The next is by submission. By submission will be if I get you in a rear naked chokehold or an armbar or a leg lock, something that's going to either make you pass out, you will pass out, or you take the risk of facing serious injury if you do not tap out. So you're going to have to tap out, or you can face the consequences. Some fighters, Chuck Liddell was quoted as saying, if I have enough energy to tap while I'm in a chokehold, then I can have enough energy to try to fight to get out of the chokehold more. So he says he would never tap from a chokehold. A leg lock or arm bar, he said he would tap because you take the risk of not being able to fight again. Now that we discussed and established what the UFC is, let's talk about some of the famous UFC fighters. Rowdy Ronda Rousey is currently the most popular UFC female fighter today. She actually has a bronze Olympic medal in jiu-jitsu, and she actually brought females into UFC. She talked to the owner of the UFC, Dana White, and she said, look, there's no organization that is having girls fight. We need to do this. And Dana White listened to her. They brought female fighting into the UFC, and now it's an extremely big hit. According to SureDog.com, she currently has a record of 12 wins and 2 losses. My personal favorite, the notorious Conor McGregor. He is an Irish fighter coming out of Dublin, Ireland. Conor McGregor is known for his trash talk, and he mentally will get into his opponent's head, and we'll talk about more about him. According to SureDog.com, he's currently 21-3. Now, Conor McGregor, as of right now, you may have heard that there's a lot of talk going on about him fighting Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match. He's just a big name. He's the name of Fight Club. He's the man. Crazy story about Conor is he actually, he's a true example of fighting through adversity and working hard. Conor, a week before his first ever UFC fight, he was collecting welfare checks. He actually, he didn't have any money. He's consistently collecting money, and because you're not getting paid just to fight until you make it big in UFC. So his first UFC fight he won. The night that he won his first UFC fight, he won $60,000. Anderson the Spider Silva. He's currently 41 years old. He's extremely old on the roster. He's been fighting for a very long time. He just recently won a fight February 11th, and he'll definitely go down as a legend. His current record, according to SureDog.com, is 34-8. Now that we've discussed some legendary fighters, let's talk about some extremely memorable fights throughout the years. According to MMAfighting.com, the first ever UFC fight card was an 8-man tournament format, with the winner winning $50,000. Royce Gracie won the tournament by means of rear naked chokehold. Now here we have a picture of Royce Gracie whenever he won the tournament. At UFC 205, according to FoxSports.com, the UFC broke the record for pay-per-view and sold 1.65 million subs. There's just was a ton of people watching it, and there was a lot of hype leading up to the fight. At UFC 205, Conor McGregor and Eddie Alvarez actually fought, and Conor was fighting Eddie Alvarez to win the lightweight belt while he already had a belt in the featherweight division. So Conor won the lightweight belt and actually became a champion in 2 different divisions at one time, and he was the first ever fighter to ever do this in the history of the UFC. Now here we have our third clip. Now before I show you guys this is UFC 194, and here's some backstory. This is Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo is the featherweight champion of the world. He has not lost in 10 years. No one can beat him. And there was so much hype going up to this. This is the Super Bowl of the UFC, so I just want you guys to see this. Now this fight is expected to be, I mean, just a crazy fight. Now here we have Conor McGregor on the right and Jose Aldo on the left. This fight is supposed to be, probably go down 5 rounds. There's no telling who'll win it. It's gonna be so close, and let's just take a moment. Very beginning of the fight.
The notorious Conor McGregor. Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo Jr. Conor relaxed and smiling. And the new UFC featherweight champion of the world.
I mean, right there, Conor McGregor beat him up by knockout, 1 punch to the jaw, and he was slept. So the next time you're going through a tough time in life or facing adversity, take it head on and punch it right in the face. Thank you.